With Batman Arkham Knight, you either love it or you hate it. There's not really much of an in-between. I mean, most people love it because of this. Hold on a second there. Ain't no way I just caught you lacking 10 seconds into the video drooling over Harley Quinn. That is absolutely crazy. You guys are absolute degenerates, and your parents must be very disappointed in you. What's that? You don't have parents? Jeepers, no wonder you like Batman so much then. Anyway, enough insulting my fans. Today, I'm going to be making fun of Batman Arkham Knight. It seems to be a pretty common theme. I got some stuff I want to complain about and things that I would have personally done to make this game a lot better. Because this game had a lot of potential and could have been a potential masterpiece, but instead, we were kind of left with like empty hope. It's kind of like when a girl leads you on. It just leaves you very sad. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a lot about this game that is really good. I'm just talking about things that could have made it even better, right? Because this is meant to be the best game in the franchise. It's meant to have that chapter book story ending, in which I think there are some things that if we adjust, it could be that happy book story ending. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and without wasting too much of your time, let's get into the video. Something I hadn't really considered up until this point, something that should probably have never been in the game in the first place, is probably part of the reason why people think that this game is so overpowered. That's the fear takedown. Bro, this thing is so overpowered. You enter a room, armed thugs. You get to take down up to 5 people with a fear takedown. Imagine there's a room with 9, 10 thugs. You've basically already taken out half the room just in one fell swoop. It is way too overpowered, way too easy to use. And honestly, I understand that it was meant to represent the new suit for Batman. It was meant to represent this new Batman that we got going on. But honestly, I would have preferred not to have it, because it would have made stealth a lot harder and could have made it a lot more interesting in my opinion. It just is not my personal cup of tea, and I don't know, just not, like I said, not my thing. When you think of the Batmobile though, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, come on, it can't be that bad. I mean, the Batmobile isn't that bad.
Stop the cap.
In all seriousness, I think that the Batmobile had a lot of potential. I think it was really good for traversal. I even think the tank combat was okay. But if it were me personally, I would say maybe do 3 or 4 tank combat sections in the entire game and make the rest of it all about stealth and hand-to-hand combat. Because honestly, it just felt a bit oversaturated. Some of the side missions in this game even involving it being used in the main campaign in ways that isn't really necessary. It's just a bit annoying. I didn't mind the Batmobile takedown. I thought that was kind of cool the first couple times I tried it. I thought that was kind of a good feature to have in the game. But honestly, the Batmobile kind of well overstayed its welcome, at least in my opinion. I think there's other ways it should have been used, mostly just for the purposes of traversal. Because there is literally no other thing that you're really going to use the Batmobile for, besides maybe like bumping into cars and using it as a tank. Besides that, nah, nothing. If they had just learned to fix this one thing about this game, this would have gone from a 7 or 8 out of 10 game to a 9 out of 10 game. And bro, I'm not even joking when I say this. The side missions, right? Because the side missions make up a key piece of the Batman Arkham games in general. Despite the fact that Batman Arkham Asylum didn't have any, in City and in Origins, it became a staple to have side missions, especially with such a huge map. You need stuff to do throughout the course of the game, something to kind of break the tension from the main story, or once you're done the main story, bam, you got side quests, you got extra stuff to do, you got DLCs, you got all this fun stuff. Batman Arkham Knight was like, hey, so how would you like more Batmobile? Yeah, more Batmobile. Nah, brother, I'm good. You really think I want to be chasing around those APC cars across Gotham? I mean, I don't even have footage of it. It's been that long since I played it. I ain't going back to play it just for this video either. Nah, I ain't doing that, man. And to top it all off, the side missions are just so repetitive, man. Why do I have to chase like 15 APC tanks around Gotham, bro? I ain't doing that. I don't got time to be doing stuff like that. Or why do I have to take out so many watchtowers, bro? All of that just to lead to this boring, terrible boss battle with Deathstroke, man. It's just such a waste of my time. Feels like I put in hours and hours of dedicated work just to get kicked in the shin and get told I'm a loser? Nah, I ain't doing it, Rocksteady. And the most unfortunate part about it is that some of these side missions are actually really good, but anything that's good immediately gets watered down by everything that's repetitive and boring, and what is wrong with this game, coming from the main story to the side missions, is just the repetitiveness, man. Oh my good golly. You really think I have 3 hours to take out a bunch of watchtowers and the own the roads and the APC tanks for a crappy Deathstroke boss battle? Like, if this was, like, all to do the Arkham Origins level boss battle, then maybe I can get behind it. But otherwise, no. The side missions are too repetitive for my liking, and on top of it, I think it could have made the game so much better if there was just less of it. Less sometimes is more. More does not always mean more. Now, I can forgive pretty much everything I've mentioned in this video, because having too much of the side missions and it being repetitive doesn't necessarily make the side missions bad in and of itself. Having the fear takedown, it's a cool little animation, it's a cool little mechanic, little things like that, sure. I can absolutely forgive, I can absolutely get behind. What I can't forgive is when the main antagonist is a literal crapshoot, bro. Both of them. I'm gonna call them co-main antagonists, because it seems like Scarecrow is meant to be the main antagonist, but the Arkham Knight takes front and center. I'm making this a double entry. This is about both the villains, and I'm gonna start off with Scarecrow. Now, let me preface, he is not Hugo Strange terrible. That was just straight up dog water, bro. I am telling you, Scarecrow was a little bit better than Hugo Strange, because Hugo Strange was all like, oh, well, if you foil my plans, your identity will be known to the entire world. And Batman was just like, nuh-uh. Literally whipped that boy around. Didn't have a singular choice in the matter. Made him look like a little With Scarecrow, at least he caused severe damage to Gotham. Unlike Hugo Strange, who essentially just wanted to eliminate criminals. Okay. Yeah, he killed some criminals, but he didn't cause massive permanent damage to a bunch of, or not civilians, I guess they are thugs. He did cause a bunch of long-term lasting damage to thugs and killed some of them too. So I think he did way better as a main villain than Hugo Strange did. That being said, he is basically shoved in the background. Scarecrow in this game is kind of like the middle kid. He's kind of just like forgotten about. He kind of just like pops in once in a while on the big screen. Similar to Hugo Strange when he's like, Protocol 10 will commence in 38 seconds. It's kind of like that the entire Batman Arkham Knight game, except Scarecrow pops in on a screen and he's like, you really think you're going to beat me, Batman? Well, it turns out Batman does beat him because he always does. He's Batman. But Scarecrow, like I said, a background villain and kind of a mid one at that. Doesn't really pose a whole lot of a threat. If Batman Arkham Asylum didn't get through to Batman, then I don't think that Batman Arkham Knight and having Scarecrow inject the fear toxin that way is going to get to Batman. When's he going to realize Batman may be a human, but at the same time, he is basically Superman. This guy can do everything without the supernatural powers. But the Arkham Knight in himself is an entirely separate issue. Okay. We play through the entire Batman Arkham Knight, a game we waited 4 years for, if you think about it, because Rocksteady didn't make Batman Arkham Origins, right? They made Arkham City, and between Arkham City and Arkham Knight, there's a 4-year gap in which we get this product of the Arkham Knight, who is a quote-unquote new character, just for Rocksteady to be like, hey, yo, so this character that you've never met before, yeah, he's actually going to be a very, very famous Batman lore character. How would you like that to be your Arkham Knight? Instead of some brand new character like it was marketed to be. How would you like me to lie to you? They essentially lawyered us, right? They technically made a new character, but they made it someone who's already recognized hugely in the Batman community, known as Red Hood. Jason Todd, the most whiny character, man. Oh my goodness. Well, you left me with the Joker for over a year. Bro, I trained you. I taught you everything you know. And you couldn't escape Joker? Where he's probably one of the easier supervillains to escape if you think about it. Because Joker's not someone who makes plans, who makes lockdown tight enforcements and defenses. Nah. He's like, okay, let's go with the flow. Ah! And you couldn't escape that guy? You're trash. You don't even deserve to be on my team anyway, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care for any of the sidekicks in the Batman Arkham franchise, but Jason Todd, you're straight dookie. You're trash, bro. And to top it all off, bro, this guy is just a loser. He just complains the entire time. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not finished yet. I was originally planning on stopping that right there. I had nothing else to add. Until I remembered... the friggin' DLCs, bro. The DLCs in this game are either S tier or Harley Quinn level gameplay terrible. Just straight up dog water. I mean, think about Robin, Nightwing, Catwoman, Harley Quinn's playable DLCs. They're all like, what, 10 minutes long each? And they suck, bro. They're absolutely dog water. It is so tough to finally get the front spotlight and you get that level of garbage handed to you? Oh my gosh, I can't even be bothered to go back and play it for this video. That's how boring and terrible they are. They literally serve no purpose to the plot. The only thing that they add is, oh, well, Batman's dead, so now I gotta be the one to stop these bad guys. And you can't even really do it properly. If Batman can't keep these guys locked up, what makes you think you're gonna be able to do it? I said that you guys are better than Jason Todd. It don't matter. You guys are still dog water and dookie. However, I will give it its praises here. The Season of Infamy was a very good DLC. I love the Ra's al Ghul one. The Mr. Freeze one was pretty good. Killer Croc one was also pretty good. I mean, I didn't like Mad Hatter. I ain't gonna lie. Mad Hatter is just straight up a trash villain, bro. Don't care for him. He's a lesser version of Scarecrow. Don't want anything to do with him. His missions are often boring, hate him, repetitive. Get him out of here. But the rest of them were pretty good. A Matter of Family was aight. It was aight. But you want to know something straight up hilarious about that? It wasn't even made by Rocksteady. You guys can barely make a playable DLC. WB Games makes way better DLCs. Cold Cold Heart, A Matter of Family, those two are better than almost anything you did in the entire Arkham franchise. You guys should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. Alright, but in all seriousness, none of that troll time and stuff, I did want to say that Arkham Knight is a good game, and it does have a lot of potential. It just misses in a lot of regards, right? Specifically with the Batmobile, repetitive side missions, and very, very mid DLCs, and that's me being a bit generous. But it doesn't mean that the game is absolutely terrible, right? The gameplay is phenomenal, the graphics and world design is very well done, character models have taken a massive step up in this game, and the story wasn't actually bad, right? It's just when you've played it a few times and you go back to replay it, it's not as fun for me as something like Arkham Origins or Arkham City. I don't know why that is exactly. Maybe it's just because of how long it is and I got the attention span of a literal child. I got that TikTok rotted brain. But it's just not as enjoyable for me as the other ones. But it's not bad. Don't get it mistaken, alright? I do like this game. I do think it just had a lot of potential, and I think it could have been better. And I think the game focused so much on the graphics and the gameplay that it kind of missed out on the actual writing and the story mode that a lot of games seem to miss out on nowadays, and it's kind of an unfortunate piece that they'd rather just take your money through, you know, DLCs and season passes, battle passes, as opposed to actually writing good, solid storytelling that makes me want to replay the game again and again and again. But, like I said, this game is absolutely phenomenal in a lot of ways. It has very good, outstanding moments. It just misses what makes it a 10 out of 10 masterpiece game compared to the other games. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like I said, I think it's just a bit of misuse potential, but it's not bad at all, okay? I want to just clear that up. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I do want to clear something up. I know that my upload schedule lately hasn't been the most consistent in the world, but I do have a good reason for that. It's mostly due to me wanting to produce more better quality content, right? I haven't really been super proud of the videos I've been making. It's kind of just like you put it together, you post it, people like it. I don't know why you guys like it. If it were me, I probably wouldn't. So I'm trying to put in more quality, and it may be less frequent uploads, but I want to upload it and be proud of what I've done for this channel, okay? Because I think you guys are all amazing. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So I want to give you guys the best possible produced content, and that's why in this video, you've probably seen it's more editing, maybe it's been a bit funnier than usual, a bit higher quality. It's because you guys deserve the best, and I want to give you guys the best. So I want to thank you guys for everything. Seriously, you guys inspire me to get up and make videos, because if you guys weren't here, I probably would have stopped making videos a very long time ago. So I have you guys to thank each and every day, because without you, none of it's possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know what game you want me to absolutely dog walk all over, or if you want me to just straight up glaze like a Tim Hortons donut a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!